everyone, this is Sanika Mate welcoming all of you to yet another very interesting episode of a season 4, episode 2 of the Campus Insider. This particular series, what we are doing for the last 4 years, have reached to the season 4, and we are today gonna talk with the students of IIFT Kakinada. Students who are in their second year, first year, and would be able to give you all the inside gossips, all the inside information which will help you to understand if that's the destination you want to go, or at least want to put it in your application strategy list. Now, before we start, I am Sanika Mate, your friend, your mentor, and your guide, welcoming all of you again. Now, let's start with the introduction of our panelists so you know whom are you listening the information from. Okay, starting with Kanika, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Kanika. I completed my second year this year. A little about my academic background. I completed both my 10th and 12th from CBSE board in Chandigarh only. And I had 96 percentage in my 10th and 85 percentage in my 12th grade. And I did my 12th from science stream. For the admissions, my IPMAT score was 196. And I missed the Indore verbal cutoff by around 4 or 5 marks. That's why I could not get into the interview round. I did clear IIM Ranchi's interview call and I received offer letters from IIM Bodhgaya as well. The reason I chose IIFT over those options was because IIFT's curriculum felt more aligned with my interest. It has a blend of both management as well as tech related interests, like it is more analytical based. And I also felt the exposure is more in internships and competition here. Like of course, like the other colleges are good as well, but I checked out with a lot of seniors what they are doing here, and from that as well I got to know that, oh, this is where my interest lies. And looking back, I'm of course really happy with my decision because of the kind of profile I was able to build with the peer group I got here. And yeah.
That's interesting. Thank you so much, Kanika, for introducing yourself. Then we have another senior part. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Parth. I am also a third year student at IFT, so I've completed 2 years now. Um, I did my class 10th in CBSE. I had 89%. In class 12th, I did my first half in CBSE in PCM, and then I switched to commerce. And because I couldn't change, because I was registered, I went to Maharashtra State Board and I pursued the second half of 12th in commerce. There I scored 80%. And my IPMAT score for 2024 was 212. And I took IFT because I found the curriculum quite interesting, let's be honest. I was waitlisted in Ranchi and I got a call from Rohtak slightly late, but yes. And I also gave JIPMAT where I had 99.3 percentile something. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So, Parth, you picked up IIFT over Jammu Bodh Gaya and Rohtak.
Yes, so I picked IFT over Rohtak because I already joined IFT when I got the offer letter. So they released it late.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
waitlisted there. So
Okay. Yes. Anushree, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. This is Anushree Kurmana. I've just completed my first year in IIFT Kakinada. Now coming to my grade 10 and 12. Both of them, I've did them in state board. Grade 10, I had 97.2 percentage, and grade 12, I had 98.6 percentage. I had science stream in my grade 12. And then I had to take a drop for IPMAT because I got to know about it a little late. So my IPMAT score was around 190. So I got offer letters from IIM Rohtak, IIM Jammu, IIM Bodh Gaya, IIM Amritsar, IIM Sirmaur. And in JIPMAT, I had like a very good score. I got 99.96 percentile, which made me in top 10 AIR. And I choose IIFT Kakinada over all this because IIFT Kakinada has specialization business analytics, which has a very promising future. And I felt like this would be where my interests align because it's not entirely management. It has a STEM included in it. So that's the reason I've chosen IIFT over the other colleges I had.
Okay. So, all three of you have somewhere picked up IIFT over a Rohtak or a Jammu Bodh Gaya or a Sirmaur, right? And all three of you have been very vocal about the fact that the reason for it was the analytical aspect of the IPM program which is being offered, right? Very interesting. Okay. Uh, I understand the choice what you made moving to IIFT. But now the reason why we are doing this is to understand if the choice what you made is it turning out to be the way you thought about. Okay. Now, my question to Anusri is for you. When you entered the first year, you are right now doing, you know, the you are in the first year, you have already kind of studying the first year. Tell me,
Yes.
is this particular program more academically hands-on or it's very practical in nature?
Based on my experience, I would say it's practical because even though we had like a hectic academic schedule, but we did have practically applicative sessions where we could present our ideas on it. We had presentations, case studies, and also we were able to apply the knowledge we studied in the classes and all. So I would not say it's entirely academically oriented.
Okay, it's not academically completely oriented. It has a lot of practical approach as well for the program.
Yes.
Okay, would two of you agree, Kanika and Parth?
Definitely.
Okay.
A lot of our ensems as well, they are not like pen paper based. For example, our visual analytics course, our ensem was online, like on the laptop itself. For Excel, we used our laptops. And even for softwares like R and Python, even first years, they have done their Python exam. It was on laptops completely. So we don't like, of course, like if there is a coding language involved, they would not make you write anything. They would not make you write code. They'll actually help you apply it and like where it's gonna be used actually.
Okay. Now, coming to the coding aspect, I'm sure right now the students who would be listening to the word coding, listening to the word the tech aspect, the first thing which comes to your mind, even when a parent is watching, do you need a beforehand, beforehand, are you supposed to be aware of the language? Are we supposed to be prepared for anything before we join the course? Parts, can you give me a little bit inputs on that one?
Okay, so throughout the 2 years that I've spent, we've had only two programs which include coding. One was Python in the first year, and one was R software, which is statistical coding, which was in second year. So we don't really need any background before we join in because the faculty will help you get through the barrier of entry, right? So because you're new to coding, most of us will be expecting commerce students to come, right? So the even the faculty are trained in a way, they're aligned to teach us from the very start. So they first teach us, they start with the basics like you enter hello world and you go ahead and then you do the higher level things. So you don't need any background as such for coding. Yeah. So what I was saying is, so in the first year we had Python, and in the second year we had R software, which is a statistical coding software, right? So we didn't really need much of a background when we went into these coding courses because the faculty taught us in a way that started from the very basic. So let's take an example for Python. We were taught how to print hello world and then move on to the higher level coding where you run loops and all that. And even for R, we started from the very basic. So as such, you don't require any background, but if you have one, you'll obviously be among the strong players in the class.
Okay. So which looks like that a student who doesn't really have any kind of a background of coding or these kind of technical aspects or language, they would still be seamlessly able to blend in and learn the program. Okay. Now, tell me something. Now, this is something I'm asking because I'm sure a lot of perspective, you know, needs to be understood before a student accepts the offer from IIFT or even planning to apply for it. Okay. When you wanted to take this particular program, which has a blend of management and uh, analytics, okay, what was the idea behind it? Why you wanted to opt for it? What was the reason? Kanika, starting with you.
For me, I feel I was still looking at what I wanted to do in life, and I was like comparing all the different programs. And when you look at analytics, it is something that is needed in every aspect. Whether you do finance, marketing, consulting, you would need that analytical mindset, that analytical framework, right? So if I know this and I also have a managerial background, I will obviously do better because I will find people in my career which do not know how to use certain things, but I'll have the blend of both. So that will give me an edge over a lot of people that I work with in general as well.
So basically, in terms of skills, okay, that's what kind of takes you ahead. So this particular program is also making sure that you are able to put yourself out there and let people know that you are skill-wise a little advanced than a normal BBA student. Okay, well taken. Parth, what about you?
Um, I used to think that I'm very good at math, and this
Okay.
course required people who are good at math. So I that is the reason why I picked this one, and it has turned out to be good, I would say. That's more or less it. I just like numbers.
You like numbers. So for you to pick up the reason was the numbers. Anushri, what
Yeah.
about you?
So there are two, three reasons why I chose this. Like as I've mentioned before, because business analytics has a very promising future, and it's like an evergreen domain which is always going to be on the top, no matter the which year we are in. So the other reason is I genuinely enjoy math so much. Like I feel I'm good at math too, because during the GIPMAT exam, I got 100 percentile in the quantitative aptitude part, and also in other exams, I got 99.9 percentile plus. So because I like doing or playing with numbers, so that's the reason I've chosen IIFT because it's math heavy course also at some point.
Okay, so students who don't is not good with math, for them, will it be a right place to be?
We
Uh,
have friends who struggle with math a lot and they cry about it, but at the end of the day, sometimes they are the ones getting better marks. They are understanding it better because they put in way more time and efforts. Like, suppose I'm a person, I hate maths, and there's a subject which requires it. So they're gonna put more efforts and more thinking into it than compared to a person who already knows maths, and they sometimes even score more than us.
okay. Happens. That definitely works. Okay. Now tell me, when it comes to the first year is concerned, honestly, starting with you, I want to understand what are the core subjects you study in the first year.
So in the first year, it's basically the foundation and all. So you won't be, put into subjects related to analytics initially. So there'll be a foundation laid. So in the first semester, we had like microeconomics, financial accounting, English, mathematics, Excel, and we had psychology too. And apart from that, we had two other skill enhancement and value added courses. One was Python and other was yoga. So it is very diverse when it comes like that. So in the second semester, we had macroeconomics, marketing, again, business communication, which is English. And then we had introductory statistics, which will prepare for the advanced statistics, which will be there in the second year. And then we had political science, business organization and management. And again, we had value added courses and skill enhancement courses for this semester too.
Okay, so it is very much on the lines of NEP is what I can understand here.
Yes.
Okay. And it is kind of covering every aspect when it comes to, you know, curriculum is concerned, when it comes to syllabus is concerned, it is well rounded. Okay. But when you move to the second year, Kanika, how does it change and what other additional subjects you study?
I don't think it changed specifically. For example, like she studied accounts and all that. In second year now, we're gonna study cost management. Then we have operation research. So it's just like one level up, or like sometimes we are doing completely different subjects. For example, we had sociology, then we had CSR and sustainability, then again the advanced stats, of course, and operation research. So of course it's all interlinked. Like the curriculum, it's made in a way that if you learn the first semester, it's gonna stay with you. If she's studying BOM, it's going to come up again and again in different kind of subjects in different sort of ways. So your memory is going to be revised often, like after every subject because they're all interconnected. In our statistical, whatever we learned, in operation research, we have few of the same things. In operations research, what we are learning, it's there in supply chain. So our subjects are not taught to us like individuals, but they're also like a blend of like how you should know all of this, and this is going to make you a better manager or a better person.
Okay, but when you are studying these subjects, a lot of subjects here turns out to be a little new, or rather a lot new. Though you must be a BBA student, but the level of the concept or the depth of the concept is not something you all are aware of. And that's where the faculty comes into picture. Okay. And obviously they play a very important role when it comes to a program delivery is concerned. Okay, for a student who wants to enroll for and commit to an institute for 3 years, definitely would expect the faculty to be absolutely at the top. Okay, is it the same with IIFT?
Um, so for the most part, um, we had we had permanent faculty for the main subjects, right, which covered the basis in the first year. As we moved to the second year, towards third and fourth semester, we had a lot more visiting faculty coming in, which included top faculty from other institutions like IITs and all other ones, and also industry professionals. So let's take an example of CSR. So for CSR and UM, we had a person who is the CEO of the startup incubator at Symbiosis, right? So we had industry professionals. The faculty who taught Anusri Python and for us our software, he's a person who has multiple businesses running and is running a venture studio currently in software. So that level of faculty we have. We almost all of the faculties are extremely good. We had a lot of interaction and they taught us something which will stay with us, right? Their methods of teaching, uh, everything just sticks and everything connects in the end. So it's good that way.
Good to hear that. I think Parth also mentioned about the approachability of the faculty. Kanika, Anushree, if you would want to add in terms of the approachability. At times a lot of students, and it's still there, you just can't approach a faculty. And that kind of create a hindrance, okay, where you can't clear your concept right. Do you find the faculty approachable? Do you find the teaching methods used, you know, at par and very practical? Kanika?
Yes, of course. In terms of approachability, I think Parth can answer it better. Both the professors he mentioned, the R and the Symbiosis CEO one, he has worked with like the CEO of Symbiosis because he really liked his teaching. So he approached him again that I want to work under you. For the R professor, if you have a really good idea, a lot of people from my batch, especially, if we have a really good startup idea and we want like somebody to tell us like which direction to go in, we all text him. He's always there. He's always like one text away. He's going to reply. My HR professor, he's a professor in IIT. We have called him again and again for competitions. He has guided us in so many ways. So all of these faculties are really approachable, of course. Even like my program director, Ms. Rashmi Rastogi ma'am, she's really approachable whenever I have a personal issue because she's my program director. I reach out to her that this is the problem I'm having, and she always like finds a way or sorts it out for me.
Okay. Anushree, would you like to add something to that?
Yeah, very similar. Every faculty is very approachable, and when it comes to your doubts, also, if even one person has any doubt regarding the concepts, they are ready to hold a revision class specifically for that person, even if it's one person. So they are also very available on text, emails. Whenever we need to communicate anything, they are ready. Even they are always, open to offering opportunities for students. Like if they are able to get any lab projects or internships by their own, they are very open, to offer that to students. Like they'll tell it to us in the classroom that we have this opportunity, interested students can apply, come to me, I'll help you figure things out. So they are very approachable in terms of that.
Okay. Now, something very important here I want to kind of tap into. Okay. When you enter an institute or a university, definitely curriculum plays a very, very integral part. Okay. But something which also is equally important is the practical experience and the exposure what you get of the outside world. What I'm entering into is a section where I want to know about the internships and what are the practical exposures you get. Okay. Internship, is it mandatory? I am assuming yes, because it's IPM. We are looking at something which is of a higher level here. So it is mandatory. But what kind of support, parts from you, I would like to know, what kind of support does IIT Kakinada provides you when it comes to internship? First question.
Okay. So before uh, before we did our summer internships, which is a mandatory course for your fifth semester, right? So currently, me and Kanika are doing our summer internships. Our seniors had life projects as a course, which was slightly different for us and for the batches coming forward. It has been changed to summer internships. In terms of the support from our college, our internship cell, which Kanika is a part of, they have been working very hard to get us internships. They've got multiple students internships, and even our program director, Dr. Rashmi Rastogi, she's also got us a few ones. Um, Other than that, students obviously try to get a few internships on their own. Like, I'll give you my personal example. I'm doing an internship at Mondelez, which is the parent company of Cadbury. So I found this internship on my own. I reached out to them on my own. And other students also keep trying because everyone wants a big name on their CV, right? So some people just go out of their way and try. But college obviously provides us with opportunities. That's not a problem here.
Okay, so opportunities and options are definitely there. But in terms of support, it is also given. Okay. However, internship starts from which year? The first year, or it has to be taken, or it starts from the second year itself?
The,
Kanika?
the mandatory summer internship is after the second year, but if a person wants to, like for example, for me, it was not mandatory, but I went ahead and I did my internship in after my first year as well.
Okay, so it was something which was, it is not mandatory, but if you want, it's something which is open. If you want to enhance your skills and you want to work on your profile as a student, you can still go ahead and do the internship.
Yeah, after second year, it's mandatory. That's it.
After second year, it is mandatory. Okay. Uh, Now, I want to understand in terms of internships, if we talk about internships, if we talk about, uh, let's say, projects or industry engagement, what is the level of that? Is it something which is included?
In first year, we had a course, value-added course called Village Immersion, right? I think Anusri can also explain it better, so I'll leave that to her. In second year, we had a course called Industry Visit, and we went to two industries. One of them was an exporter for, I believe, rice and wheat. And then we went to Vizag Steel Plant, which is one of the biggest steel plants in the country currently. So we obviously got some industry exposure. We spoke with professionals there, the heads over there. We had a visit of the entire steel plant, and then we had to make a report on it, and then we had a viva to conclude. So that obviously gave us a lot of exposure. We will also be having port visit because Kakinada has a port, a seaport. So it's big on import and export. So we'll also be having a port visit later on. So yeah, that industry exposure is there, obviously.
Kanika, do you want to add anything to that?
I would like to say even Anusri and me, we are part of internship cell. So we call a lot of industry experts to our campus or host online sessions. There they tell us about their experience, what we should do. Even we try to tap in a lot of startups, and then after the session, they like the enthusiasm of the IPM badge and they give live projects and all these opportunities to us. So these things happen a lot, like industry experts visiting us online or offline. Even for our fest Requisa, our so there two, three professionals came. They were like VPs in great companies, and they talked to us, they judged us, and they gave us their insights as well. So that keeps happening.
Okay. Anushree, what has been your experience as a first year student when you are actually, getting the industry exposure? Is it becoming a little overwhelming for you? Because as a first year student, I mean, by the time you reach the third year for Kanika and for parts, things have settled down. But is there any kind of challenges as a first year student what you are facing?
So, the thing, I don't think it's very overwhelming and all. Due to my personal reasons, I'm not someone very good with impromptu speaking and all. I speak a lot, but when it comes to speaking formally or professionally, I'm really not good with it. And I don't even know. I got lucky how I ended up in IPM internship committee. So slowly being part of the IPM internship committee where you have to cold call, cold mail, and continuously reach out to them. So due to the cold calling thing, I somehow got better with speaking with industry people and all, because when I came to the internship committee, the first session we had, I was able to get a speaker for that. He's like a senior vice president of Axis Bank India. So that gave me a lot of experience, confidence, and all to speak to more people. So I feel like it is like a chain in time. Like the more you get into the course, the more you'll feel comfortable with it. You'll feel more confident about the way you speak and everything, like based on my personal experience.
We have been speaking a lot about serious stuff, very serious studies, internships. Let's get into something fun. Okay. How is the hostel? Kanika is smiling. This big smile tells me there's a lot to talk about. Yes, Kanika, go ahead.
I don't have a lot to say, but I really like the hostel, honestly, because when you join a government college, you have a lot of these doubts that what is gonna be the living space like, how it's gonna be, will it be clean, will it have AC? But we have all these amenities, so I'm really grateful for that. We have a washing machine on all the floors, we have a water coolers on every floor, we have a AC room, we only have one roommate, and that is something that is really great because when you are an IPM student and you are studying every single day and you have live projects, you have internships, you need a space which is like not filled with people, right? So when you only have one roommate, it's good for you, it's calm for you both. You both can discuss and you both can do your work alone as well. So that is great.
So what I understand, what Kanika told me, that the girls' hostel is twin sharing basis. Right, Anushree? Okay. I will not get into the food. That's something which we stick to, okay, because everyone have their own taste buds, and I don't think we can get what we have been eating from our childhood anywhere else. So we will keep on kind of calling it names. But there are certain saviors which are always there, which is Swiggy and Zomato. Okay. But do they does this particular service available there?
Okay, so we were living in a temporary campus till now,
Okay, yes,
right? So the
yes,
permanent
till now,
campus
right.
will start for the batch coming up, and it will be a first time for all three of us present here as well. So while we were in the temporary campus in the city of Kakinada, Swiggy and Zomato were always available for us, but Blinkit and Instamart and Flipkart Minutes, all these started because our hostel started ordering too much, which is why those cities got these facilities. But at the permanent campus, that is slightly remote. It's a bit far away from the city, so I am not very hopeful with that.
I am sure with the kind of numbers they have and the orders you guys would, give, you never know. You would be the torchbearer and they might start in that area as well. So the new campus which you guys are talking about, that will be starting 27 or that's starting this year?
This year.
This year itself. Fantastic. And how is the new campus looking like? Kanika, Anusri, can you give some inputs? Have you guys seen anything, heard anything about it?
We've all been to a campus visit before, like all our batches, we went there. We have seen our hostel rooms, we have seen the swimming pool, we have seen the gym area, and having all these amenities finally, it's obviously very refreshing and very nice to see it. We have a huge library now, which we all wanted. That was not there in the temporary campus. That is another thing. Again, when the amenities come, it's the same twin sharing for everybody. There's AC room for everyone. And all of those things are still available, washing machine and whatever we had in the temporary campus.
Okay, which definitely works. It's nice when you're studying, you have a little bit of comfort. It's always nice. Okay. So, moving on with so you basically, Kanika mentioned all the facilities, which ideally the new campus provides. Honestly, is there anything else you would want to add in terms of the new campus?
We have been for the new campus visit. Just like she mentioned, all of us were excited about the swimming pool. I don't know why. Most of us don't know swimming, but somehow we are excited for swimming pool. And we had different sports facilities too for badminton, and we also had facilities for indoor games like, pools, something similar to that. We have that set up to table tennis and all. Apart from that, every room has a balcony. I feel that's a very great point. I mean, you don't need to go somewhere to a common area to get a bit of fresh air and all. You can sit in the balcony, you can hold your movie nights over there. And apart from that, the hostel looks like a
Lovely.
hotel at this point, like the colors, the ambience, everything. It's very great. So, nothing to add from my side.
So, if any student right now watching this and considering IIFT, you have your perks. At least for this particular year, you would be landing to an absolute, state-of-the-art campus and would enjoy the swimming pool. So, start your swimming lessons there. Okay. Now, coming to, the point where we look at the class size. 60, are we looking at a 60 class size? Okay. With the 60 class size, what exactly the peer group in the first year looks like? Anushree?
Uh, Here, because a lot of people come from different backgrounds, the batch would be very diverse. Like some of them are good at some topics, the other people are good at, like
Correct.
in my batch, there are few people who are very good with public speaking and all, where I am very bad with public speaking. So somehow interacting with them and somehow IFT gave me more opportunities where I could speak. It made me better. So because when you have diverse backgrounds, they'll help you get better with what they are good at and you help them with what you are good at, like a mutual exchange of knowledge and all, I would say.
Okay. What about the second year? See, when it comes to a peer group is concerned, these are people who would become your sub-boots. Okay. In this particular phase, when you move ahead, even when you land in yourself into the corporate, these people would be your connections which you would want to use. This could be the connection which becomes your soundboard. So, in terms of your third year, Kanika and Parth, I would want to understand how exactly your peer group is helping you in terms of, you know, supporting each other. Starting with you, Parth, is there anything which you felt is not going right, or the peer group is very supportive?
Okay, so when I came in fresh to the campus, I completely changed, like I interacted with everyone. I met everyone's parents as they were coming to the hostel because I was the first one there. So that gave me a lot of insight about how people in general are when they come to a hostel. And it was my first experience living in a hostel. So that made me develop peer groups a lot. So I had good relations with everyone, and the peer groups definitely helped me. For example, when I took up some projects or I had some work, everyone was there to help. Let's say I have to make a presentation. I have people like Kanika and I have a few more people who initially helped me with presentations. So if I had something to study, my roommate who's extremely good at math, he taught me math, right? So these are the few things. I have some people who help me with other things. Some people taught me badminton, you know. Yeah, so the peer groups are quite good. They keep supporting you. And even in internships and all, they help you with that. So yeah.
They help you. So it is something that you which becomes your support system there. Okay. Now, when it comes to your clubs and committees are concerned, okay, how active, Kanika, is the clubs and committees in IIFT Kakinada?
So they are really active. We have major committees. We have is like alumni committee, internship cell, media PR, sports committee, and then cultural. So cultural is gonna host all the events. And if you go to our Instagram page and you see our cult com, they have done really good this year with the temporary campus they have. And now that we're moving to the main campus, I know it's gonna be bigger itself. We have media PR, then sports committee, which is responsible for hosting all the sports event, like Pat mentioned. They also host these training sessions for people who are just new, because in first year a lot of girls especially come and they are not like so into sports, so they have these events and they pressurize girls also, okay, oh, you should go, it'll be fun. And once we start doing it, we all enjoy it a lot, and everybody's now playing badminton, volleyball, football, and it's really nice. Then there's internship cell, of course, who's gonna bring in the opportunities and the ARC, the alumni committee, which is used to like connect with all the alums we have. Because just because we're in the IIFT campus does not limit us to the people here itself. Like I have reached out to so many people from IIFT Delhi, IIFT Kolkata, and they have helped me a lot in making decisions. Even in my internships, I go meet people from IIFT Delhi, and they're always happy, and they're always happy to help because they also think of as like their juniors because we share the same brand name. So yeah, that is really good about IIFT.
Great. So definitely that is kind of helping. But Anushree, coming to you and asking about the perspective from a clubs and committee, perspective on those particular aspects, how exactly it is helping as a first year student, how exactly it has helped you.
So here we have like three things, committees, chapters, and clubs, like according to the priority order also. So in committees, as I mentioned, I can be only part of one committee. So I am part of the IPM internship committee. And as I've mentioned, it made me more confident with the way I speak, reaching out to people, confidently talking to industry professionals and all. So, and when it comes to chapters and all, I was part of a Girl Up chapter, which is mostly on the lines of empowerment, helping kids, children, women. So, in that way, you get to interact with everyone nearby. And we went to schools to do financial literacy drive. Somehow, that also tests the public speaking skills. And there are many good chapters. In IIFT Kakinada, JW IIFT is like ranked the best chapter. So once you get into these chapters, you'll get to work on different things. You can be part of the design team, or else you can be part of the research team. You can be part of the operations team. You have different verticals in each chapter, which will let you explore how each like operations or finance or research, how would they seem like, or like how do I say a simulation kind of thing. So once you get into these chapters, you realize that there is a national level chapters too. So there is JWIFT, and above that there is JW India, which controls all the JW in different colleges which are in India. So because I got to know that there is JWIFT, I was able to apply for JW India, and I'm in it right now. So I feel like these clubs, committees, and chapters will open more opportunities for you.
Opportunities. And that also helps you build skills because eventually, this is something which I keep on saying that having a good college, university definitely is going to give you a little push, but a lot of initiatives also need to be taken as a student from your end. Okay. So yes, I'm sure initially that is something which would help you, move ahead, okay, and develop skills. But now coming to a very important aspect, okay, when we talk about the the clubs committees, we are also missing a very important factor, okay, which every student really kind of speak about, which is festivals. Okay, because that's the point or that's the place where the maximum skill development happens. You understand the concept in the class, but I think practically what you apply is when you are actually getting into your internship, which is your practical exposure. Okay, so what kind of festival, how high is IIFT Kakinada, Anushree, in terms of festival? It's the first year. What exactly have you experienced?
During this first year, we had many things. We had like speakers coming from different industries, and at the same time, we had multiple cultural events. It was like the first semester was very fast. We had like a industry session. We had two sports events. We had two, three cultural events. It just went like very fast. We could not even see that it 3 months were already over. So when it comes to festivals and all, we have lot of fests happening here, different kinds of events. This year we had a very great event, like the started this year. We had prom this year. And I could see
Prom.
it's more, yeah. This I would say it's my favorite event which happened till far, because I always wanted the college I study in to have a prom kind of thing. We get affected by the Instagram reels and all, seeing other colleges having proms. We would want to have a prom experience in our college too.
Wow, that's something nice. Okay. Um, I think it's the first time I'm listening something like this. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now coming to how many festivals does IIFT is kind of holding for the whole year, Kanika? Is there only one festivals or multiple festivals
There
throughout
are
the year?
multiple. I would not have a number, but like I'll say, like initially when you go, there's Ganesh Chaturthi you celebrate, then there's Navaratri, Diwali, Holi, Eid. You also Eid you don't
All
really
the
celebrate,
festivals,
but
basically.
yeah, most of them you try to celebrate, and we have special dinners on that day as well.
Wow. A lot of students opt for CAT, applying for CAT and moving to, for the MBA to, outside IIMs. Is that a very normal trend?
Yeah, of course, it is a very common trend. So everybody writes CAT, and I have also seen people, especially in IIM Indore itself, who have written CAT and they have gotten into IIM Indore again through CAT, and they're happy about it because clearing an entrance is not just about studying and like getting into a university. It's also about the punctuality you build, the discipline you build while you are writing that exam. And a lot of us, we have already written IPMAT, so we are familiar with it. So for us, it just makes more sense to write CAT and find a better university.
Okay. So, how soon the students prepare for the CAT preparations parts? Which year do you start preparing for CAT?
Um, I am not the best person to answer this. I still haven't started preparing, but most of them start preparing at the end of first year.
Just to kind of give you a news, the CAT is happening in November.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm aware.
Okay. So, ideally, by the first year, towards the end, towards the second year, first start of the semester, you actually start preparing for CAT. Amazing. But do you have an exit option? After 3 years, you can move, you can exit. But in case if you are not deciding onto, going for the MBA, but do you get a placement option after third year? Is there an option available? Just for clarity.
No, if you exit with a BBA, I don't think we have placements as of now.
You don't
Our
have it.
placements are focused. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're only focused on MBA. I mean, they're only meant for
There's,
MBA.
There.
there's no dedicated
Okay.
cell like
And
that.
when
This year, so there's no dedicated cell like that, but this year as well, the internship cell itself, they brought in opportunities for the third years who are trying to leave. So Satva Consulting came. That was the company we could try because we are mostly trying for internship as well. But when we were connecting with them, we asked them that, oh, our third years would like to work afterwards. So they did open the forms for our college as well. So that happened. So it doesn't happen formally, but if you try enough, and then internships are also looking like whenever it's asking people that, oh, give us internships. They sometimes also ask you, oh, if you're not comfortable in giving internships, if do you want undergrad students for job itself?
Okay. Now tell me when it comes to the placements for your last year is concerned for the final year. Has the batch passed as of now for the IPM 01? Has it cleared? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. So definitely my last question to all three of you would be in terms of any student who want to come to IIFT Kakinada, according to each one of you, I want to understand why they should come. Okay, what is the best thing which, according to you, has worked and helped you, and why they should be joining IIFT Kakinada? Starting with you, Anusri.
So I feel like before coming to IIFT Kakinada, I was quite confused in choosing between Rohtak and Kakinada because obviously Google tells you Rohtak is in a better ranking and it's like the best choice because it has like multiple batches passed out, a well-established network and all. But after coming to IIFT Kakinada, I realized it's underrated actually. You have lot of opportunities here since the batch size is small. Everyone gets a chance to work on something. So someone like me who always thought I wouldn't be able to get into good committees, I wouldn't be able to do anything, I got a lot of opportunities. So I feel like someone who is very scared and all, like it doesn't matter. Everyone can find multiple opportunities here. They have so many clubs, committees, and chapters. Since we have three divisions, committees, chapters, and club, all of the students can be part of any one of this. So when it comes to their skills, speaking skills, confidence skills, also their CV points, everything gets better. And through this, they get into industries through live projects and internships that will also help them. So I feel like IFT helps a lot when it comes to profile building, when it comes to foundation also, because in the first year and second year will be the curriculum is so connected that everything is held on at every part of the semester.
Perfect. So you have a very clear message to all the students. Kanika, what would be your advice?
Similarly, as she mentioned, everybody is doing a lot of things because of the limited batch size. When the first year students come, us as seniors, we have a session where we teach them how to build a CV. And when they come, the CVs are nothing. They have their 10, 12, they have head boy, head girl as max. But when you move and transition to the second years, even Anusri, if she show you her CV when she first came and her CV now, you're gonna see a drastic change. Now people in like now they're moving to second year, they're thinking that what to remove because you need to make the CV a one page and you can't put everything in. So from struggling to what to put, now they're like what not to put. So that is a struggle that IIFT will give you. And that is the good kind of struggle to have, I believe.
Absolutely agreed on that part.
If anyone had to pick IFT over another college, I would give them only one reason. IFT Kakinada has, as I've been saying this for the past 2 years now, probably the best BB in the country. That's all I'll say. So that's your answer.
All right. So I think you all have given your word, your experiences, and it really matters. So students who are watching, if you've reached up till now, definitely have seen the complete episode. I hope it has answered your questions. So as a parent, if you're watching, it's a safe place to be in. The new campus is all shiny with swimming pool and other things. So with academics, with with curriculum, with the kind of faculty, with the peer interaction, this place definitely looks wholesome. uh, Obviously you have the opportunity in the second year, the first start of the second year, you can start preparing for CAT and move to a better option or whatever works your way. And I hope this particular episode has given you the information you wanted. For any questions, please mention it in the comment section. We will be more than happy to answer. And if you feel that this particular information will help someone, share it with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Kanika, Parth, and Anusri for being a part of this session, and all the best.